So an old friend of mine called me the other day. He was all upset. I guess he lost his job at the cologne factory. I didn't know what to say to him. He wasn't making sense. All right. All people have insecurities, things we try to hide. As a bigger guy, I was often trying to hide what I was insecure of. I'd wear baggy clothes so that way it didn't show my weight as much. I wore a beard to hide my face, goofy t-shirts so that when you didn't find me attractive, you would at least think I was funny. I still love my joke shirts, but I don't use them to hide anymore. I want to be noticed. And the first way to get noticed, even before you're seen, is by smell. What is your signature scent? Do you have one? If you do, write it in the comment section below to give other people some ideas of what to try. If you don't have a fragrance, you need one, because you are missing out on one of the best compliments ever. When she tells me, "You smelled so good, I kept thinking about you all day." Especially when some of your cologne rubs off on her clothes and then she actually can smell you all day. But how do you find your scent or scents? Have you ever actually walked into one of those perfume or cologne stores? Well, I went into one recently. As soon as I walked in, I was overwhelmed by the smell of all those colognes and perfumes combined. My nose got stuffy, my eyes got runny, there was a tickling in my throat. The exact thing you don't want to have happen during a pandemic. The associates were very friendly. They took my fiance and I around the store spraying things we may like on these little sheets of paper. We probably smelled more than 30 fragrances while we were there. They kept asking questions if we preferred citrus or woodsy or fresh or spice. Honestly, I had no idea. But after the fourth or fifth fragrance, they all started smelling the same. And in the end, it's fairly irrelevant because knowing how a fragrance smells on a piece of paper is not the same thing as knowing how it's going to smell on you with your own body oils and scents. 5 different people can wear the exact same fragrance and have it smell different on each person. Have you ever smelled a cologne on somebody? You liked it, you bought it, only to find out that you don't really like it on you. That's why, because everybody has their own individual scent. It's a combination of what and how we eat, drink, sleep, as well as our own DNA. When you wear a fragrance, it mixes with your own scent, so you can't smell something on a piece of paper and know how it's going to smell on you. So we ended up walking out of there with a cologne for me and a perfume for her, and a bill of around $250. We both liked what we got, but it was a bit pricey. However, what if we were to have gotten home and realized that we didn't like what we smell on us as well as we liked how it smelled on that paper strip? So I'm going to try out a few scent subscription services over the coming months, and I'll be able to give you my thoughts on each of those. But a lot of those really want you to already know what you like, so that way you can get a trial size of them as opposed to just getting mystery fragrances to try out. If you don't already know what kinds of colognes or perfumes you like, how are you going to pick? Well, I'll tell you how. I found a company, they're called Musk and Hustle, which makes a product called Nitro Musk. They are not synthetic colognes. They're actually oil-based colognes, which is made to replicate the smell of popular brands of fragrances. However, they don't stop there. They take it one step farther and try to improve. For example, many times these will actually last longer than the original fragrance because they're oil-based instead of alcohol-based. Depending on the strength of a cologne, it could last a couple of hours, half a day, some will last all day. With Nitro Musk, many of these that I've tried have lasted clear into my next shower. What I decided to do was to get their stubbies 12-pack. It comes with 12 of these little stubbies that are 1.75 milliliters of each. It says it lasts 5 to 7 days, but honestly, I found I can get more than 3 weeks out of a single one because it lasts. I don't have to reapply every few hours. You get a rolling ball with the cologne, so you can put the cologne exactly where you want without the huge spray waste. And it helps you to get the amount that you want, whereas with a spray cologne, you get that spray waste. You get exactly how much is going to spray out each time, and you have really no control over it. And when you find the fragrance you like, you can get in their 10 milliliter size nitro pen, which has the rolling ball. Folks, these are $17. $17 for this as compared to paying well over $100 for the original. Again, I'm not sponsored, I'm not compensated. They don't even know I'm doing a review on their product. I'm just doing this so that way I can tell you guys my thoughts and to give you guys some suggestions. But my biggest suggestion, try this one. Number 83, Dior Homme Intense. It doesn't fade as quickly, so each application lasts twice as long as the real thing. I don't have to keep reapplying, and it is my absolute favorite. So here's what I did. I made a game out of it. It has a double elimination tournament. I would pair like fragrances against each other. For example, I tried not to put a cool weather fragrance against a warm weather fragrance unless I absolutely had to. They're labeled so that way I know which one's which weather type. I'd put them on, one on each wrist, and leave it for about an hour. Then I'd smell, let my fiance smell. You know, they say the big difference between men and women is that when a woman says, smell this, it's usually pleasant. I'm kidding, these were actually pleasant. So I'd go through round one, and then round two, I would start with the losing fragrances from round one. I would pair them up against other losing fragrances and the winning fragrances against other winning fragrances. I would try to keep them with ones that had a similar win-loss ratio just to make sure that it was fair. Whenever one hit 2 losses, I would remove them from the tournament. When only one remained, I'd buy it from their store in the 10 milliliter size pen. I've done that a few times now. I'm even helping my fiance with her own tournament for Nitro Musk perfumes. As you go through them, you can read the card that gives you some information about them, and you can pick up a few different things, such as you might seem to find that you like the citrus smells more than the fresh smells, or the spice smells more than the floral smells. Stuff like that. And that's going to help you figure out what you like and what you don't like. And remember, what you like in the warmer months may be different than what you like in the colder months, or even what you like watching a movie with your girlfriend, fiance, wife. It might be different than what you like when you're out in the club. And if you aren't dating or aren't married, use it as a conversation starter. Ask a girl which one she prefers. It's a great way to start a conversation and to get her involvement. However, just make sure you don't walk up and say, here, smell this. That's probably going to get you arrested. But then when you know what kinds of fragrances you like, you can either stick with the Nitro pens, or you can use that information to go with a cologne subscription box, get some of the smaller size fragrances. That way you can try the real thing to decide if you actually want to buy the full size. But having a fragrance is going to go a long way to helping you stand out in a good way. Make sure that you feel more confident. So that's all for today's video, guys. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you haven't already, subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified when I post new videos, such as when I do my reviews of the cologne subscription boxes. All right, I'll see you next time.